Welcome back to another recap of Outlaws Season 1. We're about to dive into what just happened these past 2 episodes, well, past 4 episodes since I've seen you. But it's been so hectic. And make sure you stick around till the end to see some predictions that I'm making about how this show is going to unfold. Let's get into it. So first up, we've got Tlali, the big man, the big dog. This guy has been getting so much success with his cattle raiding activities, and that's starting to reveal his true colors. Tlali has now the biggest head in Lesotho. He's become so arrogant, and he feels invincible, basically. He's also become this moreki who flaunts his money any chance that he gets, and he's become a ladies' man. I mean, if you remember what he told Musa about how he wants every woman in Lesotho to feel what it's like to be with a real man, Tlali really has become the person he always was, just now on a grander scale because he's got the money. He's got the money to back him up. And you know what they say about money. Money doesn't change a person. Money just reveals who you were all along. And this is who Tlali has always been. But now here's the problem with the amount of arrogance that Tlali now has. It's getting out of order. And nobody can tell him anything. Nobody can say anything to him. And the problem with that is that he's making enemies. First enemy he's making is Leruo and Moretlo. He started off by stealing their crew and essentially stealing their livelihood. And he also went too far and snitched on Leruo. Well, he lied, but he still snitched on Leruo to Sihle about the death of her parents. So Leruo and Moretlo have definitely a score to settle with Tlali. The second enemy that Tlali is making are the top 4. Tlali directly disobeyed orders to stop cattle raiding for a couple of months, and what made things worse is that he went as far as stealing from his own people, the Basotho people. So when the top 4 calls Tlali in to try and reprimand him, Tlali pulls a gun out on them and tries to kill them. You see the arrogance I'm talking about? He does not want to be told how to do his affairs. So to teach him a lesson, the top 4 decided to tie him and his dad up to a tree and burn them to death. But they were saved. They were saved by none other than Nyakallo, who came in and gunned down the entire top 4 in the biggest plot twist I've seen so far in this show. Like, what the heck was that plot twist? I was not expecting any of that stuff to happen. But she came in, gunned down these people, and essentially forced Tlali to marry her in exchange for saving his life. So, I mean, Nyakallo is a whole other character on her own. She's so ambitious, and she's not going to stop at anything to get what she wants. And she can be a little bit cuckoo and crazy sometimes. I mean, we've seen how vindictive she can be after the ending of her relationship with Leruo. And yeah, she was definitely not going to let Tlali slide for cheating on her and using her. So Tlali needs to be a little bit careful now with his new wife. Who could have seen that coming? Even though things seem like they've been forgiven, Tlali still needs to make sure that he keeps Nyakallo happy, because this is an enemy that he does not want to have. And let's not forget about the Basotho people, who are also now becoming an enemy of Tlali because he started stealing cattle from them as well. I mean, we saw in the last episode where Eddington's wife went to Leruo and Moretlo to ask them to basically deal and sort Tlali out because he's broken the rules of engagements when it comes to cattle raiding. So Tlali is really, garnering and creating all of these enemies for himself. And yeah, it's gonna be a big problem. It's just gonna end up in a mess. We have the 5 times Emmy nominated, Oscar winning Sihle Biyela. Aisha. One thing I can give this girl is her ability to lie with tears full in her eyes. Hey, Sihle realized that she made a mistake with Leruo, and she decides that she's gonna go back and asked for forgiveness from Kwanele, tried to fix things. I mean, she admitted that she was greedy and she was selfish for going after Leruo. But here's the messed up thing. Her decision to come back and apologize to Kwanele is still a selfish decision. Okay, so here's the thing. Her decision to come back to Kwanele and ask forgiveness is still a selfish decision, because she just wants to save her family's farm, and she also just wants to save her dignity. This decision has got nothing to do with Kwanele. It's just all about her. She's the one that decided to end her marriage for Leruo, and when things blew up in her face, she came back to apologize because she didn't want to deal with the consequences of her decisions. Okay, fine. Kwanele decides that, listen, we can fix things, let's get back together. And now she's crying, saying that she's losing herself in this marriage, she has to give up her job and all that stuff. This is not a surprise, because she knew that she would need to stop working once she became a Dlamini bride. But now she's crying about it. Like, where is the accountability? Where is the accountability? Where is standing on your decisions as a woman? She just sounds like a spoiled brat to me. And it's all just about her. It's me with Sihle, and that's so frustrating because Kwanele seems like a really good guy. I just feel really bad for Kwanele because it really seems like he cares about Sihle and he loves Sihle, but Sihle is just not reciprocating that love, you know. But now that Sihle's apologized and Kwanele has forgiven, they have decided to go forth with the wedding. But something seemed a little bit different with Kwanele this time. It just seems like he's not buying Sihle's story, and he probably has his own reasons why he agreed to get back together with her. And these reasons might be motivated by Ubab Dlamini, because we know that he's got a stake in the Okabeni farm. He wants to get his hands on the Okabeni farm, and you know, somehow the marriage with Kwanele and Sihle is involved in his plan to get this farm, even though he's now gone back again and cancelled that 2 million rand debt that he had asked Bandile to pay. But yeah, Bandile is saying, no, listen, I insist. I want to pay you back the money. I've got a few plans that I've, got going on. I want to pay you back the money. And I think Bandile should definitely pay back that money, because this is just always going to be something that Bab Dlamini is going to hold over Bandile's head. You know, when you owe somebody and they keep bringing it up, it's like they want you to know that I am, I'm more powerful than you in this situation. It's a power play. So I definitely agree that Bandile needs to pay back this money as soon as possible. And then there's this brewing plot twist that was being teased, where Bandile is basically trying to get Nolwandle back in the house, but he's just struggling. Nolwandle is not budging. She is refusing to come back to the house. And Bandile gets frustrated at this and even starts accusing Nolwandle of cheating at Sihle's wedding. That is just so out of character for him. I've never seen him behave like this. It's shocking. I mean, yes, he was drunk and stuff, but he seems like he's losing it. And did you guys see that little thing between him and the detective? That detective knows exactly what she's doing, because as soon as she saw that Nolwandle is no longer in the house, she rocks up, giving Bandile the eyes. The eyes. So, yeah, I just don't know what this little side plot storyline is about, but I just hope these two guys can control themselves, because I can't handle another cheating scandal. I really can't. And wouldn't this be conflict of interest for the detective, because she's sort of kind of investigating Bandile for the murder of those two raiders that were caught by the farmers. So I really just don't know what's going on here. Captain, what's going on? Okay, so that's what's happened over the past 4 episodes. I feel like I'm gonna start becoming a broken record, because what the heck? Plot twist after plot twist. This story is becoming so thick. And I mean, they also teased a little pregnancy there. Is Sihle pregnant? That's it for the recap. Let's move on to the predictions.
It's time for the showdown, baby. And you know when I step into it, it's about to go down.
So today I'm actually going to start off these predictions by first going back to previous predictions that I've made so that we have a combined list of all the predictions. So we have something to compare against. Did I get some of them right? Did I get some of them wrong? And maybe we're still waiting for the plot to develop a bit for the other ones. So I've got the list here in front of me. And the first prediction I made was that Leroy is going to get injured while being hunted for stealing the Okabene cattle. And that's how he ends up in hospital and meeting Sihle. Ding! The second prediction I made was that Leroy will be the first one to find out that Sihle is from the Biyela family, and he will keep it a secret from her, but the truth will come out. So what I meant by this is that between him and Sihle, he will be the first one to find out, and that's happened. The truth has come out. Third prediction that I made was that after the truth comes out and the drama that follows, Leroy and Sihle will still want to be together, and they'll fight for their love. Their families will try to break them apart, and Tlali plays a major role in this. Yeah, I think we're still waiting for this one to sort of develop. It's kind of half true with Tlali because he did play a major role in breaking up Sihle and Leroy, even though I don't think it was because he wanted to break them up. It was just more so to make Sihle hate Leroy, you know. Fourth prediction was that Leroy's father and Sihle's father were friends at some point, and one betrayed the other, which led to Leroy's dad's death. And I made this prediction because of how they kept saying like, yo, Leroy, you know your dad got killed by Zulu people and stuff. So that was my prediction. I think that might be wrong. I think that one's gonna be wrong. Okay, prediction number 5 is that there will be a fight for the Okabene farm because Tlali brought up this 2 million rand that was owed at the Biyela parents' funeral. And also Bandile and her husband kept asking about, they asked about these pension payouts at the funeral as well. So my theory is that there will be some sort of tussle for the farm. We're seeing now that Tlali does want the farm. I'm not so sure about Bandile and her husband anymore because they have been developing as, these characters have been playing out as those that really actually care about Bandile and Sihle. You've seen how much Bandile has tried to make sure that Sihle is, doing the right thing. So I'm not so sure about Bandile and her husband anymore. But yeah. Next, prediction number 6 is that Kwanele is not to be trusted at all. He was probably involved in the Okabene farm raid because what was he doing at the farm the day of the raid? So, we know now that Kwanele definitely is aware that his father was involved in the Okabene farm raids and that his father, Tlali, is involved in the cattle raids as a whole. So I just am not sure how Kwanele is involved himself, but I don't think he's some guy to be trusted, I don't know, man. Like, this guy, there's something shady about him. Anyway, prediction number 7 is that there's a war brewing between the Zulus and the Basotho people, and Bandile will be leading the Zulu farmers. Okay, I stick by that. And I definitely think that there is a war brewing between the Zulus and the Basothos, especially now that the top 4 are dead. And there's really nobody there to stop or manage how many of these cattle raids go on. So, yeah, I think that the war is going to get intensified now. And that little piece that the farmers were experiencing, how they kept saying, oh, we haven't had a cattle raid in like a few weeks or whatever, that's now gone because the top 4 did. And Tlali's gonna turn the heat up now, especially with Nyakallo by his side. Prediction number 8. Tlali will be the first to find out about Sihle and Leroy's romance, and he will use this information against Leroy to get what he wants. We saw this happening. Tlali found out about Sihle and went to Sihle to tell her about Leroy's, involvement with the death of her parents, which led to Leroy having to flee. So, yes, I think this prediction is right. Ding! Prediction number 9. Tlali is reckless with his cattle raiding operation, so he will get caught and will need to snitch on his family to get out of trouble. I still think this is going to happen. It hasn't happened yet. Quite the opposite has been happening. Tlali has been getting so much success with his cattle raiding activities. So I think that's obviously going to give him more of a big head to feel like he can basically do what he wants. But I think that his day is coming. He is going to get caught at some point. And yeah, he's going to need to find his way out. I mean, Tlali walks around as if he's some macho man, but did you see the look on his face when the top were trying to burn him down? You could see the fear in him and how much of a coward he actually is. So yeah, he'll do anything to get himself out of trouble. I think this is still going to happen. Tlali's definitely going to get caught at some point. Number 10, Leruo failed to kill Bandile, so there will be another hit organized to kill him, and Babdlamini might be involved in this as well. Hey, you see, this one is a tricky one now because the plot has switched up a bit. And yeah, the top 4 aren't there anymore, which means that there's not really anybody there trying to call the shots to say Bandile must be killed. But he's still a force or, a leader in the retaliation of the farmers. So I think definitely Bandile might still get targeted because he'll be leading the farmers in protecting them, but I just don't think it'll be in the form of a hit anymore. Sharp. So prediction number 11 is that Bandile rejected Babdlamini's offer to buy the farm, so Babdlamini will probably try to sabotage Bandile again, either by organizing another raid or trying to sabotage his plans to go get that money that he was saying he's got plans to get. In terms of organizing another raid, that's gonna be a tough one because the top 4 are gone. The death of the top 4 really changes so much in the story. Yeah, it's like things are up in the air right now because they were literally running the show in terms of cattle raids. So I'm not really so sure about Babdlamini organizing another cattle raid because his people are now dead. But I do think that he might try to sabotage Bandile's plans to go and organize that money. I think he spoke about a auction or something like that. So I think he might organize something to, make those plans disappear so that he still owes him the 2 million rand. Prediction number 12 is that with Nolanda and the baby gone, Bandile is going to go all out in his hunt for the top 4. I need I say anymore. That's done. Number 13 is that Tlali wants to get rid of Leruo and Moretlo. Now that he knows where they ran off to, he might use this information to put them further at risk. So we've seen now with the last episode where Addington's wife went to fetch Leruo and Moretlo. So I don't think this is going to happen anymore. Seemed like once they were out of, their hometown, Tlali forgot about them. So I don't think he's really hunting for them like that anymore. Then number 14, Sihle will want to make Leruo pay for her parents' death, so she might go after him. I still think this is going to happen. I wasn't expecting Sihle to go back, running back to Kwanele. So that was a bit of a shock for me, but I guess it makes sense. I mean, why? What option do you have now? You can't let your life fall apart. You let go of a marriage, and now you've lost this man that you left your marriage for. So you try and say one of the two. So, but I still think that she's gonna somehow end up back at Leruo. I think she'll definitely want to make him pay. But at the end of the day, they're still gonna be together. That's like my number 15 as I'm looking at it now. Is that no matter what happens, Sihle and Leruo will find their way back to each other and will end up fighting for their love. Because Sihle is not happy in her marriage. Her reasons to get back into the marriage are not because she loves Kwanele. It's for selfish reasons. So I don't think that now, because she's made the decision, especially with that we've seen that she's a woman who does not stand by her decisions, I don't think she's going to want to stick in that marriage, She's going to be unhappy and she'll probably find her way back to Leruo some way or another. But yeah, guys, this death of the top 4 has been such a huge plot twist because now it's just left such a huge imbalance in power. These guys were basically responsible for governing the cattle raiding activities. Yes, we're criminals, but we're not animals type of thing, there's still rules of engagements and ways that we do things. And now that they're dead, who are they left? Who are the people left with? So it's just, yeah, I don't know how this story is gonna now develop with them out of the picture. I mean, with being teased that Leroux and Moretlo might come back to try and save the whole situation, but how? Because they have nobody behind them, And Babdlamini as well is now stuck because the people that he was working with, that side in Lesotho, are now dead. And we know that Babdlamini benefits from these raids. So he might need to form a new alliance. I'm just not sure if it's going to be with Tlali, because Tlali just seems like a man that it does not want to be told, doesn't want all of this business, He probably will refuse Babdlamini's offer or even just refuse the idea of teaming up with Babdlamini, even though Babdlamini came with a lot of protection for the cattle raiding. I think Tlali just wants to be a boss on his own right, and he doesn't want to be told how to move and how to handle his affairs. So it's possible that Babdlamini, Leroux, and Moretlo will become the new alliance, and then there will be like this mini civil war, if I can call it that, between Leroux, Moretlo, and Tlali. So I think this perfectly ties back to how we started this video, saying that Tlali is making enemies for himself, and he's gonna need to answer for it at some point or another. Okay, so Outlaws is showing us flames, but I'm so happy with the way that the story is developing right now, because you literally are on edge every single episode, because you're like, what? And yeah, I'm just so excited to see how the story continues to unfold. Yeah, that's it for my predictions. Let's see how many I can get correct. And yeah, let's see how the story develops. It's really, really good right now. On another side note, I actually want to show you guys the shirt that I got made. My merch that I got made. It's got the words Pactolas on it. And it's got that golden drop that you guys see in most of my profile, well, all of my profile pictures. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see it there as well. But yeah, this is it. I'm not really happy with the way that it turned out. It just like feels, very cheap. It looks cheap in my opinion, and just doesn't have a clean finish. It doesn't have that crisp classic look to it. And I think it's got to do with the design of this gold drop. Like, this gold drop is disappointing me so much. It looked so much better on the design that I did. But the actual product, when it came out, I don't like this shirt. But I'm just showing it to you guys because I just want to, document as well, like, where I start with certain things. If you've seen some of my other videos, I am very big on DIY and making things, just creating stuff. You see me making the candles, you see me making the reed diffusers, the room sprays. If you've been on my Instagram channel, you'd have seen that I make these gorgeous beaded handbags. And I just want to try my hand at designing a shirt, as part of my merch. And in as much as I don't really like this shirt, I just really love what it represents, which is a start. It's really nice to just cement what it is that I'm doing with the YouTube channel, and put it on a t-shirt. You know what I mean? So hopefully in future, I'm definitely going to redesign this shirt and do something nice. Maybe I'll film that for you guys as well, so that you can see it. But yeah, this is the shirt. I made one in white as well, so it's like inverse: white shirt, black writing, black letters, and then the gold drop. I think it's the gold drop, hey? What do you think? I think it's the gold drop. The gold drop is the one that's disappointing me here. If it was just the words Pactolas, I think it would have a much more cleaner finish. But yeah, it's just something to try for a later stage. As a start, this is it. And I'm proud that I actually did do this t-shirt, even though it didn't come out as well as I thought it would. To start, we'll refine it and get better as it goes. Okay, this video is becoming so long now. I need to wrap it up. This series is becoming it's actually really good. Not becoming good, it's really good, because it keeps you on the edge of your seat every single week, what do you think is going to happen? How do you think the story is going to unfold? What do you think of some of the plots that I've put up? Am I imagining things with some of them? Am I on the money with some of them? Let me know what you think. And let's meet again in the next video to discuss the story as it progresses. And hopefully I can tick off some more stuff on my list. But until then, guys, bye.